not much better than getting out on the lake and enjoying nature.
What a
Whether
place.
you're looking for peace and quiet or something more exciting, bass fishing in mid-Maine is some of the best in the country. Plus, there's so much more to do. For everything from lure tips from the locals, maps of the various lakes and boat ramps, and upcoming
Moose crossing the road, that'll get your attention.
You know, I've almost fished in every state in America, but one state I've never fished in is Maine. Well, I'm headed to Maine. I'm gonna go fish on a lake called Great Pond, and I'm gonna hook up with a great guy named Chris Summer, who's actually fished in Special Olympics. Bobby Williams introduced me to Chris, so it's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna catch some fish up on Great Pond. I'm gonna catch my first Maine bass. How about that? You stay with me, it's gonna be a great show. I'm Hank Parker. Is that Chris Summer? Chris! Hank Parker, man, how you doing?
Good.
Man, how in the world, you up here fishing?
Yep.
Well, Bob T can't hardly catch like that. Wait.
You keeping Bobby straight?
Yep.
Was that a good surprise or what? You didn't know that was gonna happen, did you? Got you, didn't I?
He got you pretty good.
Here we go, we get to Great Pond. Great Pond, what am I gonna be doing? Well, it's really important to me. I've got just a couple of hours and I'm gonna be fishing with a very special guest, Chris Summer. And Chris, I want to make it easy for him. I want it to be really special, and I don't want to have to spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours figuring out what they're biting. Now don't get me wrong, Chris is a trooper, and he'll stay with you all day, and he is a great little fisherman. But I want it to be as accommodating as I can possibly make it.
Tomorrow, brother.
So we can get my jigs out. We always need a jig, good way to catch a smallmouth, good way to catch a spawning fish. Now I gotta have flicker shads. Flicker shads come in different sizes. These are baits that are probably the single most effective crankbait that I've ever used personally for cold water conditions. I want to demonstrate here, this is a number 9. Number 7 is my favorite, but this bait has a real tight wiggle. See that narrow taper bend on the bill? You see this tapered back, this sharp back. This flicker shad casts like a bullet, by the way. They've done a really good job. But they've made this bait where it's got this real tight wiggle. That's what you're looking for in cold water. And a tight wiggle versus a lazy, wide wiggle will mean all the difference between catching fish and not catching fish in cold water. So here I am, gonna go, never fished Maine in my life. The first day I'm out there, I'm picking out baits that I think will be effective for the conditions. I'm there, water temperature is warmer than I suspected, but I'm looking for baits that I've had experience with that's been effective for me under similar conditions in the past. So I'm laying all these baits out and I start experimenting. I use a jerk bait.
Yes, my first Maine smallmouth.
And I immediately, after about 1 hour or less, see these giant fish on the beds. And then I start throwing chigger crawls, sinking worms. I fish a lot of drop shots when I have to finesse them, and a little Berkeley tube. Oh. All right, let me show you what I'm doing. I got all these little nose hooks. Now I'm using a little drop shot with that little gulp leech. Smallmouth love gulp. I like green in this clear water. And with that little bitty nose hook, I know that sun's going in and out. It's hard for the camera to see, so you're probably struggling at home trying to see it. Just take that little nose hook
Hook it right through the head of that little leech. And you won't believe how much action that's got. It just sits there on the bottom and does that right there. Watch this. Watch this. Somewhere under the rainbow.
Yep. Come up here, Chris. Chris and Bobby have fished. Right, I'm gonna get on to another thing. Were you his partner in Special Olympics? Did you help him?
For the past 2 years, yep.
For the past 2 years. And you've competed. Are you gonna do that again this year? Or you just?
We did it already. We'll do it
Okay.
again. We're scheduled to do it again next year.
Next year. That is incredible. So we're gonna pick up. We found a few fish yesterday, so I think we're gonna be able to catch some.
Yep.
We're at Great Pond, Maine, about an 8,000 acre natural lake, primarily smallmouth. And this is Chris Summer. I'm Hank Parker. This is Bobby Weavens, better known as Babaloo. Bobby says they'll bite what you have better than mine. Gulp's the secret. Got to watch old Babaloo sometimes, Chris. No, not it. Let me tell you something about sight fishing. Sunglasses are critical. I may start out with these yellow lens, brown lens, and then by the end of the day, I may be using a dark, reflective, real dark lens in the brighter sun. So I have about 4 different kinds of lenses in my solar bat sunglasses where I can see and I change with the conditions. The brighter it is, the darker I want, and the darker the sky is, the lighter I want my lens. And that's a key to seeing fish. You gotta have a hat. Gotta have a hat with a bill on it. Perfect cast. You've got to be able to see. You've got to have sunglasses. Oh, you got him, Chris. You got him, buddy. You got him. If you don't use the Hank Parker Solar Bat, shame on you, but it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I fish with people all the time and say, I can't see those fish. And they'll take my glasses and say, God, you can see them. I see why. Well, get you a pair of sunglasses that wrap around and block out that light and allow you to see. Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. You got him.
Yep, I got it.
Look at that, man. A good one.
Yep.
How about that? Hey, don't go away. We got it figured out now. Chris is gonna catch another one. We'll be right back. What makes me holler every time one jumps? I don't know. Every time one jumps, woo! I'm gonna say woo, 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 woo. Let me hear you say woo. Woo, woo. Ah. Say it again. Woo! Woo! Something about one jumping makes you want to do that, doesn't it? Look over there at the TV camera and say, woo! Woo! So we're going to a commercial break.
Commercial break.
Be right back.
Be right back.
Stay with us. All right, perfect, buddy.
Hank's Show is made possible in part by Luz. Feel the difference. And by Minn Kota. Soft Science. Solar Bat. And Talon.
Buddy, it's a big one. This is. Let me tell you what we found at Great Pond. If you saw that fish and you parked that bait in the center of that bed, you didn't have to finesse him. You just had to be patient. Oh, yeah. Ooh, what a big one. This is the biggest fish of the day, buddy, by far.
Is that a largemouth?
That's a big old smallmouth. If you didn't put it in the center of that bed, you could stay there for a month and not get a bite. So it was critical that we could see those fish, and nothing seemed to work quite as effectively because we could use the heavy head and put the tube in the center of the bed, and that was the key. 4-pounder.
Or 5.
I don't know if he'll go 5, but he'll go over 4. He'll definitely go over 4.
Is it?
Huh?
Is that a smallmouth?
That is a big smallmouth. He's got a big mouth because his whole body's so big. Give me knuckles, buddy. That's good. Fish all day, sleep all night.
Hey, I can still fish all day.
All right, let's get another one.
Hey, the sun is coming out. Hey.
Sun's trying to come out for us a little bit. Here's a really good one. Oh, what a big one. Tube. Hold that rod, that is a little Berkeley tube. Turned out to be the #1 bait. Now here's one that I fished that's ragged because they ate it up. Ooh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, stay with it. Oh yeah, hold it right there. Look at that, the tooth marks on that bad boy. Your rod, he's a little tangled up, got the line. Oh. But that was the main bait for catching those fish on that tube. Oh man, I broke him off. Oh.
We almost had him.
Almost had him. Woo! Almost had him.
Can we rewind the video?
So you want to know if instead of showing our boo-boos, we rewind?
Yeah.
I have fished a lot of times where the bait needed to be pretty tight. Woo! I told you every time they jump, I want to say, but I've never seen it where they bit so good when it was dead in the center of the bed. Hello, buddy.
Hello.
It would not bite at all if it weren't. Oh yeah. So they'll smoke that thing if you put it in there. Oh, that's a good one, buddy. But if it's not in the bed, you can forget it. They're not gonna chase, not 1 inch. It's gotta be dead in the center. Oh, look what a big one. Woo-hoo. Then we're gonna take a little commercial break.
We're taking a little commercial break.
Be right back.
Be right back.
Stay with us. Me and old Chris, we went fishing. Yes, sir. Wind him backwards. Woo! Every time. What makes me do that? Huh? All right, hold what you got right there. Hold what you got. Stop winding. Oh, no. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That may be. Well, he's not the biggest one of the day, but he's pretty close. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Huh? It's been a great day. Sometimes fishing's not all about yourself. Sometimes fishing is about sharing and spending the day with a person that is so cool.
That's why we call it teamwork.
Teamwork, that's exactly. And today's been one of those days. We've just had a great time together. We've had a lot of challenges because of the lack of sunshine and trying to see these fish and how you've got to be right in the center of that bed. You have to be there, don't you, buddy?
Yes, you do.
Woo! Get it. Woo! Chris, we have had a wonderful day, and I'm ready to go get something to eat. Are you?
Yep.
All right, let's head to the hill. You ready to head to the hill?
Yep.
All right. Tell everybody bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.
See you next time.
And I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
That's me. You won't be here next week. You think you will?
Maybe.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
like that. You just gonna quit your job and stay with me and go every day?
Yep.
Every day. How about Chris? Now, he's a hoot, man. We had a lot of fun. You know, I'm a people person, and God made us all different, and it's so neat to be able to hang out and meet different people. Bobby Williams, my buddy from New York, introduced me to Chris, and he told me, he said, you're gonna have a ball with Chris. He is a hoot. And sure enough, we had a ball. He is, in fact, a hoot. And hey, fishing in Maine, I can't believe I've waited this many years to go up there. What a great state and how beautiful. And God, what a beautiful lake is that great pond. That's supposed to be the largest pond in the world. And I don't know what defines a pond, that is a huge lake. But anyway, it is what it is, and it was a fabulous place to be. I highly recommend a trip to Maine. I waited a long time to go. I'm not going to wait that long to go back. Hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you being with me. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.